Right, folks, today what we're going to be doing a little bit of spearfishing in this local pond. Now what we're going to be going after is an exotic species, the Plecostomus. Plecostomus is an armored catfish. Now they come from Central America and made their way all the way up here to Texas, and they're in the ponds. There's hundreds of them in this pond. It's not going to run out. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be spearing Plecostomus. We're going to clean them, show you how to clean them. Then we're going to do a quick sear on them, and we're going to dry them. We're drying them to make treats for the dogs. These are excellent treats for the dogs once we're done. So we're making doggy treats from Plecostomus.
Oh.
Plecostomus. Plecostomus 2. So the point of this video, we're taking Plecos that we are going to make dog treats out of. These are exotic animals in this pond and they're not meant to be here. Pleco 3. Can't get them all. I tried. There's one. Slow.
Ooh, almost got away.
Ooh, that's the biggest one.
Oh, you barely got in two.
That's a beast. Look at that thing. Now that is a Pleco. First we're going to cut off this rear fin, which is already off, but scissors, then wire cutters. What we're doing is we're getting these fins off the fish to make them easier to clean. You don't have to do this, but man, are they tough to clean if you don't. I'm using wire snips and simple shears. The last fish we did was bigger and it was a handful to do this with, and I'd recommend a heavier shear. So the shears right up to that front fin, and then the wire snips for the front. These fins can poke you, but it's not as bad as a regular catfish. Anal fin should come off with just scissors. So you get the front one first and then trim the rest. Down in Central America, this is a heavily used species, and the government actually encourages catching it and getting them out of the water. Here, it's an exotic in America. So I'm cutting down the back spine on each side. Then I take my shears and I continue to work down that tail. It's probably the trickiest part, and it does poke your fingers a little bit. You can wear gloves to ease this. One side. It feels a lot like doing an alligator gar, which I don't like to keep. But this is what it feels like. I think the alligator gar are a resource and should be protected. So, we're just de-armoring them so that we can get to the fillets. This one went a lot quicker than the last one, so this one will probably be the one in the video. Okay, pull that aside, start, and then work along the rib cage. Oh yeah. Good looking meat, especially this one. This is the best looking one so far. Work along that spinal column. Break it. And then work it with the scissors. Oh, that one was easy. Two fillets. What's left on there really isn't that much. You can take it off if you want, but really it's already to the bone. Done. And then we're just going to fillet what's left. There should be 0 bones in what's left. I'm going to start from this side and work my way over. Use a different knife. Use a sharp knife and just work one side of the fillet around. It's a little bit circular, but we're just going to work it around. See? And the meat is actually really good looking. It's super tender, almost like an orange roughy. You can almost just pull it off when you get to the other edge. And this is for dog treats, but I still want a 0 bone policy with this one. That's a little bit of that internal stomach skin, so I'm going to slice that. Got a little bit of the rib in this one. And there we go. Filet of Pleco. Like I said, the meat really quite good. Let's do the other one. Like I said, I've got the ribs this time. Just trim them when we're done. Delicious filet of Pleco. Nicholas, would you eat that?
Yeah.
I've heard it tastes a lot like a delicious catfish. Not like Not a nasty catfish like a hardhead, but like a delicious catfish. I'm not going to be eating this one today. Like I said, we're making this into dog treats. One of our dogs just had surgery, and we want to give him something to make him feel better. See how this line of bones is right here? We're going to take those off with minimal loss. There we go. Another nice Pleco fillet. And what we're going to do, we're going to flavor these, and then we're going to dry them in a dehydrator. After we'll do a slight sear on them, but then we'll dehydrate them. All right, folks, so we have our fillets of Plecostomus here. As I said, they're very tender, almost like an orange roughy. I would have no problem eating this myself. First thing we're going to do, we're going to trim it down to a little bit more manageable size. Probably about 2.5, 3 inches. About like that. All right, we've taken that down into more manageable size chunks. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of salt. Let me dry my hand real quick. This is for the dogs, and they definitely like a little salt. They won't complain if it's not there, but... Then I would recommend hitting it with a little bit of olive oil. It'll let the flavors in better. Kind of mash that in. And now what we're going to do, we're going to give them a light sear. This is just a quick sear. It's not going to be an all the way through cook. Like I said, this is about maybe a 1 minute sear. I'm going to give my hands a quick rinse off here. I don't want them to cook all the way through. This is a quick exterior sear. Maybe another 20 seconds and then I'll flip them. Okay. That's what you want, just like that. You still want it raw in the middle to get a proper smoke. Come on. All right. Once again, it looks really good. I would have no problem eating this. The meat has a interesting texture. Not exactly like a catfish. It almost is like another species, an orange roughy or maybe a shark or something like that. And that's good. Take the heat off and remove from heat.
Filming now.
Sit. Right?
Yeah, it's going.
All right, these dogs are already starting to get pretty excited about this. How does this look? That's Plecostomus. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to drain it and then flavor it. So we're going to take whatever liquids we can out of there. Okay. Still raw in the middle, so just be careful handling this. And then we're going to go ahead and flavor. This is for dogs, so it's not rocket science. They like a little bit of salt. Not too much, but a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to use hickory barbecue sauce. You don't have to put a ton on there, just a little bit on each one. And because it's for dogs, I'm just going to put a little bit of maple syrup on it. Fake maple syrup, high fructose corn syrup, but good. So what we use so far, salt, barbecue, maple syrup, and olive oil. Okay, I'm just rubbing that on all of them, making sure they all have it. Now we're going to come over here, and we're going to stack into the dehydrator. This is just a cheapo dehydrator. If it works on this, it'll work on anything. You know, maybe leave 2-3 inches between them. Alright, dehydrator's on. We're going to let it go for about 6 hours. So right now it's 5:30. At about 11:30 tonight, this will be ready to go, and we'll test it out and see how the dogs like it. It might not take that long. They'd probably be happy with 3 hours, but we're going to let it go for 6. Alright, so we have a finished product. We've had the fish on the dehydrator for the last 5 hours. We didn't do 6. It looks like it's in pretty good shape to me. And I feel guilty not trying it, so I'm going to try a piece of it. It's actually pretty good. Sort of like pork. If I had to describe it, it's a lot like pork. Pleco. Now, let's see if these dogs want to try it, because that's what really matters. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. Come on. Come on. You guys want to try your new Pleco snacks? Come here, Max. Now this is Max. He's our dog that had surgery, and he's recovering, and he wants something to make him feel better. Whoa. Henry, do you like Pleco? What do you say? You like it? They do seem to like it, so I would say that's a success. Have a good night, everybody. Hope you enjoy.